Welcome to our tutorial for the Joy of Plants library plugin. Hello, I'm Terry Jones from Joy of Plants. In this tutorial, I will show you how to install the Joy of Plants library plugin that you can use to add plant images and text from our library to your WooCommerce webshop. This tutorial just covers the installation of the plugin. See our tutorial video number 10, Add Images and Text to WooCommerce, for details of how to use the plugin to add images and text to your webshop. There's a link to that video at the end of this one. First, we'll take a look at our demo WooCommerce webshop so you can see what images and text from our library look like in product lists and product pages. Our demo is at the URL woocommercedemo2.joyofplants.com. Click View the Shop. Click All Plants. Our images will appear in all the places product images are used by your webshop theme design. A smaller image appears in the results pages and other places where thumbnails are used. Clicking on a plant, we see the product page. Here we see the large image, and then underneath the plant description. Both image and description are supplied by Joy of Plants. How does the plugin work? Well, our images are not physically added to the WooCommerce media library, so you won't find them there. Instead, we add special codes to new metafields in the WooCommerce database that incorporates images into your webshop from our library using an API connection. Similarly, our texts are not physically added to the product description. Instead, we add a special code to the description that incorporates the text into your webshop from our library using an iframe approach. The benefits of using our API and iframe approach are that we protect the image copyright for breeders and nurseries who supply images to our library, and we ensure that the correct image and text is applied for each plant. I will now show you how to install the Joy of Plants library plugin. To install the Joy of Plants library plugin, you will need Chrome as the browser on your PC, your WordPress admin URL and login details, the WooCommerce plugin installed in your WordPress admin site, and a text editor program like Notepad to open the API credentials file we send you and copy and paste the credentials into the plugin. Your PC will almost certainly have Notepad. It's generally installed with Windows. In summary, to install the Joy of Plants library plugin, you follow this process. After logging into WordPress admin, first install the Joy of Plants library plugin like this. Go to the Plugins menu, select the Add New option. Then click Search Plugins and type Joy of Plants library. Then use Install Now, and finally click Activate to add the plugin to your list of installed plugins. Then use the Joy of Plants API settings page to add the API credentials we give you that enable your connection to our library. I'll now log into our WordPress site and show you this process in practice. Here we are in our WordPress admin page. Go to Plugins. Scroll down and we can see we already have the WooCommerce plugin installed. You might have many more plugins installed. Scroll back up and at the top, click Add New. Click Search Plugins and type in the search clue Joy of Plants library. This will find our plugin. Click Install Now. Then click Activate. Scroll down and we can now see the Joy of Plants library in the list of installed plugins. And in the menu bar on the left, you see there's a new option for Joy of Plants. The overview page gives you instructions on how to use the plugin. We're going to use the API settings option to add the API credentials. We will send you a text file containing the credentials you need to add to this page when we set up your account. At the moment, you can see that the message box says that the connection to the library is not made because the credentials are missing. So we're going to open the credentials text file in Notepad and copy and paste them into this page. We use Notepad, a plain text editor, because email programs and word processing programs like Word sometimes introduce odd characters like line breaks when you copy and paste the credentials, and that stops them working. Now we copy and paste the credentials from Notepad into the API settings page, being careful to capture all the characters. We copy the username, the password, the client ID, and finally the client secret. When we've finished, we click Save Changes. Now you can see the message has changed to show that the connection to the library is successful. So we've successfully installed the plugin and connected it to our library. You should only need to add the credentials once. They will be saved in the plugin and will be unaffected whenever you upgrade the Joy of Plants library plugin. If you remove the plugin for any reason, they will be deleted and you will need to add them again when you reinstall the plugin. It's important that you keep the credentials we give you safe and don't give a copy to anybody else. They will only work for your company. Before we finish, I'll cover some frequently asked questions. Does Joy of Plants upgrade the plugin, and what happens then? Yes, from time to time we may upgrade the plugin to improve functionality, but you won't see any change if you upgrade. The Joy of Plants image and text data is not affected. The Joy of Plants info you imported stays in the WooCommerce database during the upgrade process. What happens if I deactivate and delete the Joy of Plants plugin? When you delete the plugin, all the Joy of Plants data is removed from the WooCommerce database, including the additional meta fields used to store the Joy of Plants info and the API credentials. We leave the WooCommerce database in a clean state as if the Joy of Plants plugin had never been installed. Can I install the Plant Finder to my webshop? As well as images and data, Joy of Plants also offer a Plant Finder, which delivers extended plant information and searching capabilities and recommendations for sundries, and links to and from your webshop. You can add it to your webshop if you also have a premium Plant Finder license. Contact Joy of Plants to add this to your account. See video 11, Plant Finder Web Plugin, adding and linking to WooCommerce WordPress for more information. And lastly, troubleshooting problems. I'm not getting a connection is successful message with my API credentials. Check that you've copied and pasted them correctly from Notepad without extra spaces or line breaks. Contact support@joyofplants.com if you need more help. You've reached the end of this video now. Thanks for watching. Watch the next tutorial in our series, video number 10, Add Images and Text to WooCommerce, to find out how to use the Joy of Plants library plugin to add images and text to your plant product pages. Or subscribe to our YouTube channel for all our videos.